Hey, how you guys doing? Man, I had to get this off my chest. The DUI the DEI talk going on around here. It's really sad that black people are so furious and so passionate about something that we benefited from so little. When you they it's just been from the time I was a little kid and I would hear about the different programs, and you just automatically associate it with black people. Affirmative action. When you hear affirmative action, and then when that went away, I remember the talk and the and what was going on during that time, and it's like, that like hit home. But then when you really, the more you know, the more you know. And they've been just being dirty and underhanded with us. They first got their white women classified as minorities, second class citizens, and white women enjoy a lot of luxuries. White women own slaves in this country, and now they can get in line with the slaves and reap the benefits of government programs and opportunities that otherwise they wouldn't qualify for. And they're not out there marching. They're not the face of this. And they're the one who benefited the most. They're the ones who should be out marching. And they're out there marching as Democrats, don't get me wrong. But they're not out there marching as white women. They like to put women, and been the black women and the Middle Eastern women, all the other women aren't benefiting like the white women are. Because this is something that we all need to understand as black people. Let's step back this time. For one time, let's step back. Let's let the Democrats fight this one on their own without our help, without our story. What would they do without us? Could they even fight the Republicans? Because for as instrumental piece of this fight that we as black people are, we're not getting nothing out of it. They're not giving us anything. And when they're in office, just think about it, guys. We all pissed off over 13 days of Trump. I'm sorry, 14 days of Trump, or however many days it's been. I know it ain't been, are we 2 weeks? Going into our third week. Come on, you guys. We ain't getting that shit. Donald Trump been our president for 2-3 weeks, and we have 4 years of Biden. I don't care what Trump do in these first 2 or 3 weeks. We shouldn't be feeling it. It shouldn't be that what did Biden leave the door unlocked, or not lock a compartment that should have. I cannot believe that in 4 years, and I remember at the end he was doing some desperation shit, pardoning things and doing all that. I get it, but I just kind of feel like this is that part in history when we need to be seen differently from the outside world and from the United States. And that's why I say the outside, because we continue to look at ourselves as recipients of the American dream, and we're not. And we're not receiving any part of it. And they're intentionally keeping it away from us. And the Democrats, who we work so hard campaigning with and supporting and doing all these things, they can't say anything about Elon Musk. I don't know how much money Elon Musk gave Donald Trump. I think 250 million or some shit. Let's say 400 million. Let's say he gave fucking 400 million. Kamala raised $1 billion. Where'd she get $1 billion from? Did anybody get the list? See who was funding her campaign? They don't care because we trust her. I don't trust her. And I don't feel comfortable with that kind of shit when she and the Democrats are pointing the finger at Trump like he's this rich guy and his he was bankrolled. Nah, if their money was even, he would have won still. He won with less money. I think she raised about 2 or 3 times what he raised. But that's not the point. The point is black people. I am trying to break through so that you can understand that we cannot continue to support the Democratic Party and expect to prosper or progress in this life. It just isn't going to happen. They ain't working with us, you guys. They're working against us. And they probably are shocked that it's going on this long. We ain't woke up yet. every time we get a Democratic president, and then they go off and do something else, and don't ever just think, at one point, don't you think we all deserve, for just one time, kind of like that immigration issue down at the border, for one time, some president needs to get in office and address it and make it his mission. It looked like Trump is going to be that president. But we should have had a president of the Democratic Party by now who should have said, okay, all you other presidents keep letting this shit go by. I mean, we got to admit, we've been ignored. And we know we're being ignored. But we still keep being faithful, like they're going to one day wake up and look at us and say something different. They're not. They are totally not. And the longer we let this shit go on, look what we've allowed them to do. To say that we don't deserve reparations, that we don't deserve any help, that we don't deserve special programs. The DEI and all those things that are getting pulled and yanked away, and the welfare aid and anything federal coming down to help poor people that has always been synonymous with being black, is now being snatched and pulled. But remember, this is just 2-3 weeks in. I want to see if this man is going to take this stuff away and keep it gone. Is he ain't got the Social Security yet either. He got Department of Education. He got other places he got to hit. But for where we are right now with this DEI, I think black people, y'all, we need to kick back. We cannot be pissed off about programs that we benefited the least from. Just think about that, how that sounds. We benefited the least. So let's not fight for it. Let's let it go away. Or let him do whatever he want to do. And let the Democrats fight. And know that we're pissed off because when the program was enacted, we was at the bottom of it. And we the first out there fighting. We the stories they out there talking about how it's helped black people over the decades and over the, you know what? It has. It's a lot of black people who benefited from those programs, but they still benefited less than everybody else. There's no way in hell white women should be the biggest recipients of any DEI program at all. None. And they are. And everybody cool with that. And nobody's mad. Nobody's pushing the white women out there and saying, explain yourself. Or you fight for it. We ain't going out there and bust our knuckles and then you go and get the lion's share of the loans and the benefit. No. Hell no. That ain't what it's supposed to be. And I don't know why it's so difficult for us to get the message and all at the same time get it and understand that this is not much different than the 1800s and the 1700s. We still have white supremacists. We have people who do not look at us the same way they look at themselves. It's a fact. Or we wouldn't be where we are. We'd be where they are. We are still serving them in this country, and we need to stop. Our black ladies who have these positions on the Supreme Court and in key positions up to the vice presidency, resign, quit. You got to back off of it. It ain't doing us no good. What it does is it makes the Republican Party justifiably say, well, gee, they got black people in all these high places. Yeah, we don't need that DEI anymore. And we weren't benefiting from it anyway. So I'm telling you guys, we need to sit silent on this and let it roll. Let it be what it's going to be, because lending our voice to it just is offering support to the Democrats and letting them know they still got us in their pocket. And they don't got me in their goddamn pocket. And I want more of my brothers and sisters to get out of their pocket. It's so embarrassing for Donald Trump to be in there. And he ain't even the same fucking Donald Trump. He's a real kind of I guess he was doing that apprentice shit, acting and shit last time. He acting like a real fucking president. And he's signing shit. And if he don't understand it, he's letting his advisors explain. He ain't arguing on stage with them. I don't know. I just want to see where this is going to go. I'm going to be very excited if he makes some changes, or maybe shit, the DEI thing might help us. Maybe we'll have a better chance of getting a job on our merit as opposed to Hispanic immigrants or any other kind of people, even white women who apply for this DEI. Maybe we'll be more qualified and get it, because something's been working against us. It's absolutely no way that as harmed as we have been as a people, that we are receiving the least assistance, the least help. That just the harder I think about it, the more pissed off I get, because I got to deal with it every day with people wanting to debate. I ain't debating nobody. I don't have a conversation about anything, because we can state facts and we ain't got to be heated or upset. I am upset, but not at my brothers and sisters who are as misinformed and ignorant as I am about some of this stuff that's going on. We have no idea. We support things, and if we knew the whole extent of it, then we wouldn't support it anymore. I absolutely know that for a fact, but they keep us in the dark. The foreign aid. Why do we give a fuck about U.S. aid? We don't even get domestic aid. We don't get black people aid. They got a building. They got all that good shit over there, kicking $40 billion a year. They said 10,000 employees. Wow. How many of them are black? Is that something that they make sure they hire a lot of black people for? Because it's a great job. Sounds like good government, cushy job for life. Fucking Trump shook him up. He kicked him out the cart. No, this ain't gonna happen no more, because we all know when that money go overseas, it ain't being spent the way we want it to be spent. We're trusting folks with millions and billions of dollars, and I don't think it's right. When you got us over here, every time we even pipe up, either they don't think we deserve it, or hey, we're broke. The country's broke. It's just time and time again. And the Democrats make us feel like we just gotta fight for it. You just gotta fight. Just keep fighting. And I guess after fighting for so long, because I have had fights, physical fights, and after the fight, it don't really matter who won or who lost. You just got that aggression out. You cannot live like a normal human being that triggered all the time. So you take some deep breaths, you back normal again, and you don't hate the guy as much as you did before. And that's what's happened to us. We just become so docile and it's slave-like. And I know because of our past that has something to do with it, and because of our present and our whole existence here, it's been met with that pressure and that resistance. And it does affect a person and a group of people. I mean, there's no way that a race of people can publicly just denigrate its own people, just mash them into the dirt and get paid, become millionaires for doing it. Nowhere else but in the United States. Maybe South Africa. I'm not really familiar with the culture, other than I know that South Africa and the United States are probably more similar. But I would like to know a little more about their culture. But I got a big fight on my hands over here, and I just don't have time for shit. But trying to convince people to just leave the Democratic Party alone. Just let them be, and they'll be okay. We need to take care of ourselves. And that's just it. If you guys feel that I'm being unreasonable, let me know. I don't see how DEI, even though there are some black people who benefit, but at the very least, that's the part that gets to me. Why do we just keep having to take the least? Why do we have to just relent and go ahead and just, oh, well, and what do you hear out of black people's mouth a lot? Well, it's better than nothing. I said, you know what? I don't know about that. I don't think you ever get to a full bowl or a full bucket until you do without something. You got to let somebody know sometime that it ain't that important to you. Rather than you keep breaking us off small portions of what we really want, we'll just do without it until we can get a whole bucket of it, or as much as we want. And we get to stop and start it, not at your discretion. That's the way it should be anyway. Shit. Like, comment, share, and please subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one.